Great, I got it working. So let's just give a little bit of info. So I'm starting a podcast right now. It's gonna be I would say 20 to 30 minute long, maybe 40. Who knows in the future? I guess videos of me just talking, and then I'm going to introduce people later on. It's just gonna be like a little fun thing that hopefully I can get rolling because I actually enjoy talking, and I've also noticed other people enjoy me talking, which is actually pretty interesting. And also now I'm in a different environment. See, I'm in a dorm right now at University of Houston Clear Lake, and I'm enjoying it a lot. It's actually pretty interesting. I'm already about to run out of freaking breath. And we have a gym. We have I'm cooking all my meals, and I'm actually using my fitness pal and actually eating enough calories and enough protein to gain muscle for the first time in my entire life, which is really interesting. Because a lot of people that I know that are buff or whatever, they do not do that. They do not count calories or protein or any of that. Yeah, that's the number one advice that I give, the number one thing that I do, and I don't do it either, and I'm not at the level that they're at, which is pretty dang interesting. But now I'm finally at that place to where I can cook my own meals. I finally figured out a very, very bare bones meal plan, that I can just simply just eat and add on to. And it can't get any easier. It can't get any harder. You know what I mean? Like I can make it harder if I want, but I can't make it any easier. And I can explain to you right now if you want. So basically, my meal plan goes from in the morning it is 3 eggs with spinach. I use canned because it's cheaper and it's simpler. One serving of canned spinach, which is a third of a cup, and then I have a bowl of oatmeal, which is 1 cup of oatmeal, 1 cup of almond milk, 2 tablespoons of that's 1 serving of peanut butter, and some cinnamon. I would say a handful and a half of nuts to add on to the fiber, and it tastes pretty good. And 7 seconds of a drizzle of honey, just to add on to the flavor because it's flavorless. You know what I mean? Because I don't have protein, and I'm trying to stay away from whey or any dairy related products because of acne. So if I was to use a protein in my oatmeal, which I would like to, it would be very expensive because all vegan, I guess I get vegan proteins are pretty expensive. I went to Walgreens, literally it was 19 servings for $44, which is insane. And I couldn't get it cheaper. There was no way. I think I found like 10 servings for 20 or something, which is the cheapest I could find it at. But other than that, it's still not cheap. When you can go and you can find some whey protein, 30 servings for $30, and it's like, dude, come on, that's a steal. But I'm not trying to use whey, so that sucks. Anyways, so I have my diet down. I've been eating a ton, and with that, this is something weird I talked about in my last video. With that, I didn't release it though. I have been using the restroom more basically, and it was like a astounding like moment for me. I was like, why am I using the restroom so much? I'm like, boom, fiber. I put beans in my. Oh, I didn't say the lunch or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna say the lunch first and dinner, and then I'll talk about it. So for lunch, I would have either a can of tuna or chicken breast, whichever one I have. I usually alternate because tuna's cheap, 20 grams of protein per can. You can eat it in like 5 minutes. It is so convenient. Cheap wise, it's not cheap, like crazy cheap, but it is pretty dang convenient. You know what I mean? It's not gonna fill you up like crazy because how small it is. Tuna is just amazing, right? But it also has a high mercury content, so you can only eat it about 3 to 4 times a week, or you risk mercury poisoning. So I alternate it 3 times a week, 4 times a week. You know what I mean? No more than that, because I'm not stupid, right? A lot of people don't know that, but I do. And then I'll mix it in with some rice and beans. So like baked beans, just because those are the cheapest, right? I'm not gonna make any other beans. And then what else? That's it. That is it. And then for dinner, I had another, chicken breast. I'll say 2 chicken breasts, um, bowl of cereal, and almond milk. That's it. That's literally it. Oh yeah, also Yoplait yogurt and a banana, and whatever other fruits I could find. That's literally it. And it's so simple yet it works. It adds up to my protein count It gives me enough calories, enough carbs, enough fats. It gives me all that, along with the multivitamin. Dude, I'm set. I've been feeling good. I've been waking up and I haven't been tired at all or anything. I've been able to simply just be aware. For one of the first times in my life, I haven't been tired. It's just that's how you know that the effects of diet are important. Because when I'm back at home and I do nothing, or I do exercise, I can't get through the workout. I simply can't get up and just be like, okay, I'm going to work out and do 3 exercises. I can't do it. I don't have the energy. Yeah, I find the time to make my own meals. Bare bones, simple. You can do this too. I'm saying this so that I can relate as much as I can to you. And I make my own meals. I use all I do is use a microwave. No joke. And it doesn't really change it. I'm looking here, I need to look there. And it doesn't really change anything at all. Eggs are easy to make with the microwave. You can actually make them pretty good. Everything else is canned. Chicken, I had my mom actually cook the chicken before I came. And then she froze it and I'm reheating it. But I know there's a way to cook chicken breast with the microwave without having to, we also have a stove downstairs. We have the stove top. I just have to use the because I haven't bought any extra chicken. I'm going to have to really, really soon though. But yeah, so with that diet, if you noticed, if you actually, pay attention and what nutrition is, I added a lot of fiber for reasons. So extra beans, the oats, the almond milk, um, the nuts specifically, all that adds into the fiber content, and the brown rice, obviously. All that together, high fiber, above 30 grams, which is insane. Which is actually pretty dang good. Usually you want to get 20 to 25. If you get higher than that, there's no negative at all. Because fiber actually just makes you feel more fuller, along with protein. Protein is another macronutrient that makes you feel fuller. So add that in with the micronutrient of fiber, perfect. You have a nice, little, what do you call it? Synergy between the protein and fiber to make you feel fuller, which is also makes it harder to diet sometimes. But well, it depends on your diet, but it makes it easier to diet if you're trying to lose weight. Extremely important to get more fiber, more protein when you're trying to lose weight, because you can eat less calories very easily because you'll feel fuller. You know what I mean? And protein is the one most important macronutrient technically, and then carbs and fats you can lower, while keeping that protein high so that you don't lose muscle. So with that in mind, it's going pretty well, the diet part. But the last few days I have been having trouble getting all my meals in because of the quantity. Simply, it's just a lot of food, right? And then sometimes I ran out of eggs like 4 days ago. You know what I mean? And I can't go to the store and buy eggs. There's no stores nearby that sell eggs. And if there are, they're in 2 mile radius, which I have to walk, which isn't bad. I'm probably gonna have to go today if there's nothing going on downstairs, because I've been trying my best to get involved in things. You know what I mean? Type of deal. Because I'm not gonna lie, feeling kind of lonely around here, not gonna cap. Hopefully no one hears you, but because whenever you talk in your dorm, people can actually just straight away just hear you if you don't have any like music on or anything. So the fact that I'm saying this out loud is crazy, but I'll explain it. Like, you're just chilling here in your own room. It's like an apartment, right? And I have all my things here, right? I have, I have trash. I have my table with all my games. I have my TV. I have my Xbox. I have my books, which I have barely read, not gonna lie. I have my bed. I have clothes. I have that type of stuff. But I'm in here alone with that stuff, with no friends, that I know of. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, it's hard. It's different. It's too different, and it's more difficult than I expected. And nothing is. A lot of people here are actually way more intelligent than I thought. Coming to college, I finally, well, I simply thought I would just be going to like another school, but it's different. I'm going to another school with people who are straight up just smart. That's the thing. And me, I don't see myself as that. I see myself as someone who has potential to be great, but I don't see myself as someone who's just smart. Like, I don't just, like, these people are just mindless geniuses. You know what I mean? They have hobbies that they are dig deep, deep, deep into, And I noticed that whenever I was invited to play this game, and I knew the bare basics about it, right? It's a card game, Yu-Gi-Oh, in case you want to know specific. And I was like, okay, I'll play it. I'll use your deck and I'll play it. And this dude was literally professional player at the game. And then 3 other people walked in to watch, and they were also at his level, but they were just random people who were in the dorm on the same floor. And it's just interesting me so much because I'm just like, wow, I know nothing compared to these people. Nothing. These people were naming so many like different variables of the game, very very complex. Because the game, you have like the monster that you put into the field, and you have to know how to combine different elements. It's actually really complex to add up to something, like a boss sort of deal. You have to do so much math, so much articulating. It's literally like programming in a way. It's literally a logic game, and it is actually difficult because you have to understand every single individual card, and there's thousands. You have to know, like, if you see the picture of a card, you have to know what it is so that you can understand where it goes in the game and the placement. The fact that I knew none of the cards at all, I had to read them one by one to learn what they meant. He was just like, oh, that card does this and this, that card does this. It was like a whole paragraph of description. It just kind of like hurt my head because I'm thinking, wow, even though this isn't something I'm interested in, am I not an obsessive genius about anything? Do I not have some sort of genius in something that I can live for? Because these people live for entertainment and stuff like that, that we were talking about, different companies and their downfall, this type of thing. I know nothing about this stuff. I'm here just sitting there. I'm out of place, basically. You know what I mean? This other person, he's, I feel like he's the most similar to me. He was very, very, very aware of the same environment, yet he looked nothing like them. You know what I mean? And I feel like I look nothing like them, and I act nothing like them, which makes it even weirder for me. So I guess I just feel left out in a way in some instances. But I've also felt left in some cases too, or I felt involved in some cases. But in the end, most of these people are a lot smarter than me, and a lot of these people are more dedicated than I ever want to be to a lot of things, which is very weird to say. I'm very, very, very much about exercise physiology, kinesiology, exercise science. That's what I want to do in my life, right? That's the number one goal I have in my entire life. There's nothing else I want to do. Nothing. I don't want to be the guy who sits around and does nothing, even if it was easy, and trade stocks and do that type of things. That's something I thought I wanted to do for a while because I was like, okay, that seems easy, but no. How does that help other people? It doesn't. Well, not directly anyway. So now I have this one thing that I want to do, and I don't want to do anything else. I just hope that comes in clutch for me, and that that becomes me. I don't want to become the meathead, but I want to become the person that can help others. But then again, I noticed something else because I went to the gym with a friend, right? This guy was asking, what tricep exercise can you do on a cable? For me, I know tons. I understand everything about tricep exercises. I even get tips about tricep exercise. Even when someone told me that I was doing it incorrectly, I understood that I was. And then, it was this personal trainer that we met. He was doing a form the exact same as me, and I was explaining, that is how it is done. That's how Arnold did it. And that is actually, puts less pressure on the elbow, is in a safer position. I even explained that in a video before one time. And yet I still feel stupid because I wasn't the one explaining the exercises, someone else did. And I feel like it should have been me. You know what I mean? I feel like I should have been the one because that's me, right? And even then, other people still give me advice, and I like that, but I also feel like I should be the one knowing this stuff already. Like, I feel like I'm not worthy. Like, I always think about this all the time. I feel like I'm not worthy of the things that I say that I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the people in my exercise science class are already certified personal trainers, or they've been in fitness for a long time. They're big. They're more athletic. But me, I'm just you can say, skinny kid who has done martial arts for a couple of years and likes to work out but hasn't had anything to show for it except for some abs. That's the kind of way I feel. But in the back of my head, I also know, well, I know so much about the body. I know so much about diet. I know so much about exercise. Yet it doesn't really matter. I'm applying it now, and I'm trying my best to apply it. But in the end, I can't, because some people don't believe in me. And even then, I have to believe in myself. But it's still just, it's not it, bro. It's just something. There's something there that's just, it's like a nail in my head going through, and I can't pull it out type deal. You know what I mean? So yeah. Once again, the loneliness, it's I, I'm not gonna cry about it, but it's kind of like, I look at the window and see people kissing, it's like, see, there's a window right here. I don't know if I can show you without like messing up where the camera is, but there's a window, and I have like a little like a thing where you can put the curtain up and down, and you can just see like people interacting and all that. I don't look that much, but I'm sitting down and look out, look at the sun, I'm just like, dang. Like, dang, okay, that's tough. Like, oh, she has a boyfriend? Oh, I know now. I thought that was funny. That happened yesterday. I was like, was that her dad? Nope. Nope. No shot. No shot, that's her dad. No shot. But yeah, let's see. And also, noticing other people's work ethic. And it's interesting how I always say this. I always talk about this. And a lot of people only listen to what they think they need, because they don't. But in the end, they don't know what they need, right? So at one point, people close to me want to know how to improve their lives in the form of, physical, like improve their diet and exercise, improve their fitness and that type of thing. And they always go to me, right? Because they know I understand a lot about it. Even if I don't look the part, I still have that knowledge. You can Google search literally anything that I say and it'll be correct, because I'll never tell you anything that's wrong. And if I do, then you tell me, and then I'll just improve and reiterate it and then explain it correctly. Whatever. My point is, whenever someone asks me for advice, it is always about exercise. When someone brings up something about AC's on exercise, it is never about diet. Someone asks, how do I get rid of this part of my arm? How do I get rid of the fat here? How do I make this go away? Or smaller, less fat? Like, how do I get rid of this? The stomach. How do I get rid of this? How do I get in charge? Like, how do I get rid of this stuff? And I always say, count your calories, do more cardio, increase your energy output, be more active, physically active, and your energy output will be like this. Energy input should go down. Fat starts to level out. You gain more muscle, you lose fat, recomposition, or you simply just lose fat. Either way, that will improve and gives you bring closer to your goal. Because in the end, you can't remove specific parts of the fat from your body. That's not physically possible. You can't use a waist trainer. They don't work. Waist trainers simply hurt your stomach, give you stomach issues, hurt you. Waste some money. Do not use a waist trainer. Or things like a trash bag. Let me wear a trash bag. Let me wear a giant vest that makes me sweat more. Or people say, when I work out, I sweat. That literally has no effect at all on the things that you do, on your progress at all. Doesn't matter how much you sweat. Doesn't matter how much you feel that it's working. Is it working? Probably not. Okay. Sweat is simply a metric of water loss. And obviously electrolytes. You lose many nutrients through sweat. Magnesium, a lot of other stuff. I don't have a chart here. I read it earlier. Basically, whenever you sweat, you need to add salt to your water to re-intake those electrolytes and that energy that you lost. Those important nutrients that come out through sweat each hour. So what I'm trying to get at is, it's not about the exercise that you do. It can't be like, oh, how do I lose the fat in my neck? Is there a neck exercise that I can do? No, there is not. Are there arm exercises I can do to lose this here? No, there aren't. What about ab exercises so I can make my stomach go away? No, that is not how the body works. That's not how thermodynamics works. Thermodynamics means that whenever you burn more energy than you consume, fat will be lost. That is the simplest way I can say. Fat will be lost wherever it genetically leaves first. So if genetically, whenever you gain weight, your stomach gets bigger and nothing else, that is just your genetics. Me, my arms can stay having veins in them the entire time, my stomach will get bigger. That's just how it is. You can't tell my body fat percentage from looking at my arms. You have to look at my stomach, because that's where that fat accumulates. Stomach and back. And that's usually how it is for men and butt too. But for women, it's mostly in the legs and arms and the butt. Stomach, less, but obviously, they already have a lot of fat in the stomach already because they have a protective layer, a bigger protective layer than men do, because they don't have as big ab muscles. So the fat will go, when it gets there, it looks bigger, but really it'll be like the same amount of fat, or it's kind of like an illusion in the type of way. And obviously the hips and all that, but for men it's quite different. It's just genetics. So whenever you lose weight, it'll come from your stomach first, and then it'll start to come away from here, but it'll be at different spots or all at the same time. It'll just shrink like this. You won't shrink like here only because you're doing arm exercise or neck exercise or anything. That's not how it works. Because I hate it when people go, what exercise can I do to lose the fat off my neck or arms or chest? Like, dude, there's no exercise for you to do that. You continue doing exercise, because look, I know you're doing exercise, I know you're working out, I know you're actually putting in the work. Most people are. Most people have this fitness goal. They're working out. They're doing what they need to do. They're in the gym. They're at their house. They're running. They're doing something. I know it. And I believe you. I believe that you're working out. You're doing all you need to do. But is your diet good? Are you still eating chips? Are you still cheating every single day? Are you still eating bad foods? Are you still not counting your calories? If so, that's the problem. And I always say it is. It's always like, what exercise can I do? No, it is what diet can you change? Doesn't get any simpler than that. There's no exercise that you can do to change your body, but there's a diet that you can do to change your body. Because I promise you that you're working out hard enough. Most people are working out extremely, extremely hard. There's no problem or issue with their workout at a basic level. You can work out. You can simply just do anything extremely difficult, like make it hard as hard as you can, doing literally whatever, and you'll make progress. If your diet is on point. If you have a good diet, literally any exercise you do will make gains. You can be that one guy at the gym. I saw a guy at the gym. He had a cable here, like let's say the wire's here. He's holding it. He's going like this, with both arms outwards. And the weight's on super light, so he's just going like this. But he's practicing a punch because he has on like a Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, Karate, Kung Fu shirt on, and he's like this. It's literally the most useless exercise ever. Or someone, what did they do? They did some crap. What did they do? Someone did something so annoying. I didn't say anything. I didn't make any fan. I was just looking at him, just like, oh. I kept it in my head. I'm like, wow, that was very interesting, you know what I mean? But a lot of these people, they are buff, right? Someone's doing lateral raises, they're going like this. Like not caring where the placement of the elbows are, they're not putting themselves in a less firm position, they're just doing it. And they're bigger than me. They're putting their bodies in injury-risking positions, yet they still make gains. Why? Because their diet. That is simply it. Your diet is also what's killing you. It's what's making you look the way you are. It's what's making you feel the way you're feeling. It's simple. Your diet. So if you want to make progress and you want to lose fats anywhere, you need to eat less food. It's pretty simple. It is something that we've learned ever since we were little. You need to eat less. And we know this, yet we don't do it. Why? Because it's difficult for us to change our habits that we've already made. And we talked about this in exercise science class, which is very, when we talked about it, I was already thinking like, wow, this is so true. This is actually something I've witnessed before. People want to, they even talked about, New Year's. Whenever New Year's comes up, everyone goes to the gym. 99% of people are like, okay, I want to change my body. I want to get in shape. I want to improve my life. 99% of people go to the gym. 2 weeks later, the gym's back to normal capacity. Instead of those 100 people going, there's only 4 or 10 or whatever. You know what I mean? People can't hold habits and keep them because they don't know how to. Or they don't have discipline. Or they just don't know. They just don't have the capability to do it. And that's where, people like me come in, because I'm going to be able to, teach or at least give you a method to go through completely with something. You can do exercise every single day and it'll be easy. Anyone can do that. Exercise is something that all it does is take time, right? You have 30 minutes, you can do it. And yes, it takes a little bit of motivation to push past the point of feeling pain. But once you're past that point, which simply just takes repetition, because a lot of people, especially women, when they work out for the first time, it's hard because they haven't felt pain as bad as that in those areas before. Because girls don't usually lift heavy things, right? But guys, I guess they have this kind of like probably testosterone where once they start, they can't stop, right? The pain that you feel, you're just used to it. You know what I mean? Like when I was first in martial arts, you have to kick, like, they're called wave masters or something. They're like big foam, like stand-up doll type deals. It's like a stationary punching bag, but it's like really thick. We had to kick those as much as we could, and we had to kick boards. The ones that broke, there were like 2 plastic puzzle pieces that held together really tight, so you can reuse them. We had those, and we actually had real wooden boards. And what we did was we practiced kicking on the Wave Master, as hard as we could to practice our strength in our feet. One time I kicked the bottom of the Wave Master, which is pure plastic. It's like kicking the bottom of a chair that is like a brick. I kicked as hard as I could, and my foot was, dude, I think I sprained all my toes, dude. It was bad. I kicked it hard, and I just couldn't walk. But I walked on it. I continued practicing. And they told me to sit out, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. I have to continue. That type of thing. And then we go to kick our boards, and I have no hand-eye coordination when it comes to my feet. So I go to kick the boards, and I kick the instructor's hands every single time. So like the board's here, right? You're here, and you go, gah! You have to kick the board and it breaks, but they're holding it like this, right? So they're holding the board, like this. You have to snap it in half. And I kick the instructor's hand. It was like the instructor on this side and I just doing this. I kick both of their hands every single time, and I feel so bad. But do they cry and complain? No, because that's what they're there to do. They're disciplined enough to know that, to have awareness. And I feel like awareness is the key to life. It's one of those things I've thought about a lot too, because recently in my life, hold on. Literally nothing's happening. Okay, so right now, because not one time, but in my life recently, I've thought about a lot about where I am with my body and about health things, like specifically health. It's just one thing that I just think about all the time. How, whenever there's events going on or something, such as, when I was in driving school, we did, class time every single day for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, yeah, 3 weeks. And what happened was, it was like the end of school party, and it wasn't really a party. They just bought pizza and they had chips and soda, to drink. And me, I'm just like thinking like, why whenever someone celebrates something, they eat something unhealthy? Like, why do we do that? Why whenever there's some kind of celebration, it's always cake, cupcakes, ice cream, soda, pizza, hamburgers, fries, chips, alcohol, marijuana, drugs? It never ever occurred to me why. And I can't understand why. Ever. I will never, probably never will. Probably some kind of psychology crap that I'm never gonna figure out, but I noticed that. Go there, everyone's eating pizza, and the girl I was talking to next to me, like, why aren't you eating pizza? I'm just like, nah, I just don't. I'm good. I'm chilling. You feel me? And then after, um, there's a bro, there's a school event. Uh, it was what is it called? I don't know what it's called. Basically, they have blue shirts and green shirts. They're like school merch type shirts. They give them out for free. But it's an event that anyone can come. You're in a lounge area, playing games and all that. It was pretty fun. But they were giving out cupcakes. And while that's not bad, right? I can't be like, oh, that's bad. It's one of those scenarios again where you come there and they have crap on the table, right? They have something very unhealthy there on the table. And I'm looking, everyone just grabs a cupcake. And no one's in shape. And it's just like, why? How come everything that we think makes us happy has to be bad? You know what I mean? It's just so stupid to me. Or it's kind of like how we had our school orientation. We had lunch boxes, right, that they prepared for us. It looked like a no subscription type thing, and I got a vegan sandwich. I didn't know it was vegan, by the way. I just grabbed the box and I was like, oh crap, it's a vegan sandwich. It was actually pretty good. It had like this weird spicy sauce. I don't know what it's called. I think I took a picture. It was great though. I loved it. Amazing. 10 out of 10, by the way. But in the box there was a sandwich packed in like a wrap. There was like a little small little like coleslaw type container with some noodles in them, really spicy, really sour, cold noodles, cold. I don't know what it's called, whatever. And then there was a cookie and a granola bar. It was a brownie, a really thick brownie, and a granola bar. At that point, I'm like, so how are you gonna have a vegan sandwich, something that is supposed to be associated with extreme health? Someone always has standards here. You feel me? Someone always cares about their health at this point. If they're vegan, you're gonna put a brownie inside of the box. That's what I'm talking about. Someone's talking right now, but that is what I'm talking about. It doesn't make any sense, right? Or when people make things like oatmeal, they always add in something to make it healthy. That's what most foods, dude. It's always something. The food itself is good for you, right? It has fiber, has a little bit of soy, has a little bit of particles that can decrease testosterone. But hey, in general, if you're not caring about 100% about your fitness, it's good food for you. It's good for you. It's a plant product, right? It's just straight up has fiber. It helps your digestion. It's good. It has whole wheat. But you know what you do? You go, oh, I want natural sugar. I want something natural. I want brown sugar. Let's put some brown sugar into this, deal. It's like, dude, why? Same thing with sweet potatoes. Like sweet potatoes are an extremely healthy carb, extremely healthy. This is it's really like a superfood type deal almost. It's really freaking good for you. Yet, oh, that's kill the healthiness of the food by adding in so much brown sugar that you will die in the next 20 years from diabetes. That's what I'm talking about. Or whenever someone thinks, well, let's have a break, let's relax from life, let's order pizza, let's order McDonald's, let's go to a fast food restaurant. That is always what it is, simply because it is quicker. Because people are lazy. It just takes me off, man. Because I'm in the midst of it, I'm the one who thinks about this stuff all the time, and I'm always recognizing, when something is off, from the normality that I want. I want to live in a world where we don't divulge in such so much instant gratification. In a world where, we have instant gratification to a level where it is okay. And I feel like if you were just aware, you can do it. You know what I mean? Like, you can use your phone all the time, or you can just think just this much and you're fine. Most people walk around thoughtless. Not a single thought going through this head of theirs that is a supercomputer, something that is extremely important to the entire world, yet they don't use it. Most people can go around changing the world in such small ways you don't even understand. But they don't. It's that type of thing. And yeah, I'm talking in such like cosmic concepts, but I believe that like if you can extend one hand, that's all you need. But if you extend none just because you don't think about extending a hand, then you're not human. You're just a corpse. And yeah, if we were talking about stoicism and philosophy, you can relate yourself to a corpse so that you can disconnect your feelings about death from your feelings about life. So if you were to say, in the end we're just a flesh bounded by skin, gulping in air and vomiting out CO2 or whatever, you can kind of think, oh, well, we're just bodies we're just living like organisms in this world. I almost hit my head, so I was kind of scared. And then you can say, well, that means that I should live every single day of my life without regret, without fear of anything. This could be the day that I die. Tomorrow could be the day that I die. I could die right now. So then that could disconnect you, leaving you to a better life. But if you don't think about that at all, and you're just here on this planet for no reason because you're not thinking about any type of sort of placement in your placement in the world, even to the smallest bit, what are you doing? That's why I like to be as generous as I can, because no one's generous, bro. No one. Nowadays, man, generosity is just out of here, bro. Yeah, I'm starting to see changes in the world, but then again, generosity, man. What was I talking about before? Oh yeah, how I noticed people like to diverge in instant gratification. All right, back to the topic at hand so I can end this. Yeah, I do see a lot of people, doing that. Like birthday cakes. Birthday cakes to me are just so stupid, man. I hate them. I hate the idea of birthday cakes, man. Because for what? Like, I see The Rock, or no, it's Athlete X. He's his name is Jeffrey Cavalier. Jeff Cavalier. He runs Athlete X YouTube channel. Very, very famous sports. He's a sports medicine specialist. He's an athletic specialist, and he kind of like he can explain a bunch of stuff. But he has one cheat day, and on that cheat day he eats a carrot cake, a small piece too, and that's it. But he's not unhappy. He doesn't need food to be happy, and that's the thing. People really think that they need food to be happy, or they have to eat these bad foods, but that you only eat those because you don't eat enough. It's one thing I noticed, man. When I eat enough food, I don't need to eat chips. I don't need to eat, at home when you would eat very little food compared to what you're supposed to eat. You have chips laying around. I'm taking the whole bag. I don't care what anyone says. You know what I mean? Like I don't care if anyone else is hungry. I'm taking the whole bag. You know what I mean? Or just candy laying around. There's marshmallows. Like, dude, if I haven't eaten anything for breakfast and I eat a sandwich for lunch, and we're gonna eat like one piece of chicken and some pasta for dinner, dude, that is nothing for me. I'm trying to become a bodybuilder and I work out every single day, and you expect me to eat that and be full? If I see that bag of marshmallows, it's getting destroyed. That's what I mean. If your diet is basic, bare bones, and it simply makes you feel full, you don't need all this extra junk to make you feel good or make you feel full, because you're gonna feel full either way. That's all I think, man. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I talked a lot. Give me suggestions for what you want episode 2 to be about. I talked about a lot of stuff though. I think I went pretty in depth about a lot of stuff. It was a nice talk for sure. I enjoyed it. Yeah, so like and subscribe. Um, Give me suggestions for, I guess, guest. Like the idea, like what kind of ideas of guests you would like, or ideas of topics, or maybe a Q&A in the next 5, 6 episodes, like a Q&A. And then maybe a fun idea, something that I can record with new friends, something fun rather than me just talking to here, kind of just going off about random things that I think about, which isn't bad, but it's not fun. Like you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna just listen to this in my free time. You probably listen to this deliberately, but not just be like, oh, this is funny, you're funny, whatever. You know what I mean? That type of deal. So yeah, follow me. I don't know what else to say. Done out, bro.